learners, I'm Sakshi Tiwari and I welcome you to our new lesson. Well, what is this word? Bittersweet? But what does it mean? Bitter also and sweet also? Okay, I had a trip with my family where we had a bittersweet experience. Okay, which means we had some good, moments and some not so good. Alright, what about this one? Okay, where am I? Oh, it looks like I'm actually at this place. But wait, this is virtual reality. Again, something which is not real but looks like real, right? Are you able to see? Bittersweet. We are actually combining two contradictory words and we are giving a new meaning, like bittersweet, virtual reality, artificial intelligence. An intelligence which is actually fake, which is created by humans. Well, what do we call these words? These words are called oxymorons. You heard me right. And today we're going to talk about them. I welcome you to our new lesson, which is understanding what oxymorons are, where with the help of 50 plus examples, we are going to understand these. Additionally, we are going to learn 50 oxymoron phrases. So let's get into the lesson. The first set of words are from emotions and feelings, okay? So we are going to talk about the contradictory words, through which we make another word to describe feelings. The first one being bittersweet itself, which means a mix of happiness and sadness. For example, her graduation was a bittersweet moment, because she would miss her friends, right? The next one being love-hate, which means having both love and dislike for something. I'm sure you must have, heard it that, oh, she has a love-hate relation with the partner, right? For example, I have love-hate relationship with social media. Sometimes I like it, other times I don't enjoy it much. The third one being proud humility, which means being humble but being proud at the same time. For example, she accepted the award with proud humility, thanking the entire team. Yes, the next one being passive aggressive. Okay, are you able to see the contradiction? Which means being angry but showing it subtly, okay, not upfront. For example, his passive aggressive comments made everyone, feel very uncomfortable. Yes, I hope you're able to understand. So this is what oxymoron is. When you combine two contradictory words to give a new meaning to describe anything. Yes, the next set of words are from appearance and description. Okay, the first one being pretty ugly. Okay, so something is pretty as well, but at the same time ugly, both attractive and unattractive. For example, the painting was pretty ugly, but it still caught everyone's attention. Interesting, yes? The next phrase being living dead, which means someone alive but lifeless. Yes, it happens, right? And usually we call zombies the living dead. Let's use this in an example for ourselves. After working all night, I felt like the living dead. Yes, the third one being random order. Now, which means something organized but chaotic at the same time. For example, the books on the shelf were placed in random order, yet he found them easily. The last one being dark light, which means light that is dim or not very bright. For example, the dark light in the room gave it a mysterious vibe, right? So I hope you saw that how these contradictory words, when we combine them, they give a separate meaning and they actually make us think that, okay, it's like that. Yes, let's explore the third pair of words, which are from time and age. Okay, the first one being this one, original copy. Original but copy. Interesting, right? So it means that the first duplicate of something. For example, please keep the original copy of your birth certificate with you. So that's one. The second pair being old news. Okay, news already means that something which is happening currently but old. So news that is no longer new. For example, the celebrity scandal is old news now. Yes, the third phrase being future history. Future history, so which means events that will happen in future and later they'll become history. Interesting, yes. For example, the Mars mission will be future history in the making, right? The next phrase being never ending moment. Moment means something which is just gone. But look at the beauty of this oxymoron phrase, never ending moment, which means a brief time that feels very long. For example, waiting for the results felt like a never ending moment, right? Also, you have to let me know in the comment that which was the never ending moment that you felt in your life, right? Okay, continuing and exploring the fourth set of words, which are behavior and actions, okay, which means that how people usually act. For example, act naturally, okay, which means behaving casually. See, be natural but act also at the same time, right? For example, the director told the actress to act naturally in front of the camera. The next one being deafening, deafening, behra karne wali, so deafening silence. Again, a beautiful oxymoron, a silence so intense that it feels so loud. For example, the room was filled with deafening silence after the news of her parents' demise got, leaked. So this was the example. Seriously funny, which means something funny but treated seriously at the same time. So his joke was seriously funny and everyone laughed. Yes. The next one being this one, which is perfect mess. Something chaotic, but actually somehow, perfect or somehow complete. For example, her room was a perfect mess, yet she knew where everything was. Yes? So now we are going to explore the fifth set of words, which are from business and work life, right? The first one being working vacation. A holiday where you're still working. Sad. I think corporate people, if you're watching this video, you might relate. Yes. For example, she went on a working vacation and she spent half her time on conference calls. Right? The next one being friendly takeover. A business acquisition which is done politely. For example, the company announced a friendly takeover of its competitors. Civil war, a war within one country, though civil, which means polite, right? The example being the history book detailed the events of the civil war. Virtual reality, a fake reality that feels real, which for example, we can take he loves playing games in virtual reality, right? Now the sixth set of words are from philosophy and thought, right? Which means expressions, thinking, thoughts. For example, true myth, a story, with some truth in it. For example, the legend of the lost city, that film is a true myth, blending fact with fiction. Okay. The next one being definite maybe. Definite already means 100%, and then maybe means unsurety. Yes, so definite maybe means an unsure answer. For example, when asked if she would join, she replied with a definite maybe. Yes, I think it happens with us also. We are sure, but at the same time unsure. The next one being open secret, which means a fact that's known but not openly admitted, right? For example, we can say it was an open secret that he wanted to resign. Yes. The next phrase being organized chaos, something messy but still works well. Yes, let me give you an example. The event was an organized chaos, but yet it was a success, right? Great. The seventh set of words are from this one, science and nature. The first one being freezer burned. Now freezer, which is related to cold, and then burn, which is related to heat or hot, which means that burn caused by extreme cold. For example, the meat had freezer burn after being left too long. Cold fire, again, cold fire, a fantastic oxymoron, which means fire that doesn't give much heat. For example, the special effect created a beautiful cold fire. The next one is artificial intelligence, which means fake intelligence made by humans. I hope you're aware of it. It's all over the globe now, right? AI. Let's use this in example. Artificial intelligence is transforming the tech industry and the globe in itself. Yes, the next one being dry ice. Ice that evaporates and does not feel wet. Yes, let's use this in an example, which is the dry ice created a smoky effect for the show. How about we talk about some oxymorons from politics and society, right? So here is the 8th set of words which are from politics and from societal and political contexts, right? The first one being peaceful war. How beautiful. Yes, a war without fighting. For example, the protests were like a peaceful war for justice. Yes, the next one being an unbiased opinion. Yes, which means a personal view that claims to be neutral, that claims to be not biased. For example, she tried to give an unbiased opinion on the debate. Yes, the next one being awfully good. Again, see the contradiction, awfully good, which means something surprisingly good. For example, the food was awfully good and we couldn't stop eating. The last one being clearly confused. Clearly confused, which means being confused but showing it clearly. It's apparent that you're confused. Let's use this in an example. He looked clearly confused after hearing the instructions. Yes. The 9th set of phrases are from food and beverages, okay, food and drink. The first one being sweet sorrow, feeling sad but happy at the same time. And I think it happens with us, right? For example, leaving home for a college, for a university, away from home was a sweet sorrow for her. You were happy, but you were slightly sad at the same time, right? Burnt caramel, burnt sugar that tastes good. Like the dessert had a rich burnt caramel flavor. The next one being cold heat, right? Which means that the food that feels cold but has a spicy or a smoky effect. Yes, for example, the salsa had a cold heat that tingled in the tongue, right? The next one being dry wine, a wine that is not sweet. For example, he ordered a glass of dry wine with his meal. And here comes the last set of words which are from technology, right? So let's explore some oxymorons from technology as well. The first one being crash landing. Crash already means, gone, right? But crash landing. Landing means smooth. Now it means a sudden but controlled landing. For example, the pilot performed a crash landing and succeeded in saving everyone. The next one being old new, which means something recently updated but it is still outdated, right? So let's use it in the example. The phone feels like an old new model. The third phrase being exact estimate. See the beauty, exact but estimate, right? A precise guess. For example, he gave an exact estimate of the project cost. The last one being virtual reality, a reality that feels real, that we've already discussed, right? Like he enjoys exploring new worlds in virtual reality. Yes, great. So these were the 10 set of oxymoron phrases. I'm sure you're confident of them now. I'm sure that you now know what oxymorons are. Oxymorons are those words which are contradictory, which we combine to give a deep and a different meaning to our conversation altogether. Right now, you have to let me know in the comment section which are 3 oxymorons that you learned from the video and now you're looking forward to using them in your day-to-day conversation. Yes, additionally, if you want to master your English grammar, pronunciation, vocabulary, here are some ebooks that you can order for yourselves. Where to find them? Follow me on my Instagram, check my Instagram stories, click on order now, and within 5 minutes you can get them. I will see you in the next lesson. Till then, keep learning, keep growing. Happy learning.